Long before history was written, before borders, before nations, before memory itself, there was a land that no longer appears on any map. A continent swallowed by the sea, its cities erased, its people scattered, and its children forgotten. This is the story of the forgotten children of the sunken continent. Imagine a world at the edge of catastrophe. The oceans were rising, the ground trembled beneath ancient feet, storms grew stronger, seasons turned violent, and the land that once fed millions began to break apart. Somewhere in the distant past, a vast landmass existed, rich, fertile, and alive with human settlement. Rivers flowed through it, the sun governed its rhythms, and generations lived in harmony with the land and sky. But the earth is never still.
Tectonic plates shifted, ice melted, seas rose faster than anyone could escape. And slowly, then suddenly, the continent began to sink. What followed was not a single night of destruction, but years of fear, evacuation, and loss. Families fled inland, ships carried refugees into the unknown, and in the chaos, the youngest suffered the most, the children. These children watched their homeland disappear beneath waves. They carried memories too heavy for their age, burning skies, collapsing shores, parents crying as they fled. Many were separated, some were orphaned, others were carried by strangers to lands they had never seen. They became the last living memory of a world that no longer existed, and as they grew, they carried fragments of that lost civilization with them. The survivors scattered across the earth.
Some reached distant coasts, others crossed mountains, deserts, and rivers. They arrived in new lands with unfamiliar stars above them, but familiar knowledge within them. They understood the sun, they watched the sky, they knew how stone should be shaped. They remembered rituals tied to light, seasons, and cycles. Wherever they settled, echoes of the sunken continent appeared. Stories of a great flood, legends of a lost homeland, myths of ancestors who came from the sea. From India to the Americas, from Africa to the Pacific, different cultures told the same story, with different names, but the same pain. A golden land, a sudden flood, a forced journey, a new beginning. Archaeologists still debate the truth behind these legends. Stone structures aligned with the sun, ancient calendars too precise for their time, shared symbols appearing across oceans. Coincidence or inherited knowledge? What if these similarities are not accidents, but memories? Not written in books, but carried through generations. Over time, the children grew old. Their children adapted to new lands. Their grandchildren forgot where the stories came from. Oral traditions faded, languages changed, names were lost. And when written history finally began, the sunken continent was already gone. History remembers kings and empires. It forgets refugees. It forgets children. But forgetting does not mean disappearance. The children of the sunken continent became farmers, builders, navigators, storytellers. They merged into emerging civilizations. They helped shape the early world. Their blood flows quietly through humanity. Every flood myth, every sun-aligned temple, every story of ancestors arriving from the sea is a whisper from that lost land. Why does this matter? Because it reminds us of who we are. Human history is not a straight line of progress. It is a cycle of creation, collapse, and survival. We are not the first to face rising seas. We are not the first to lose homelands, and we will not be the last. The forgotten children survived the end of their world and built a new one.
Somewhere beneath the oceans, beneath layers of sand, coral, and thyme, fragments of that lost continent may still rest, silent, waiting, not to be reclaimed, but to be remembered. Because the children were never truly lost. They are us, and the sea still remembers their names.